What is up, Dallas Cowboys fans? IndyCar Tim here with your Dallas Cowboys Daily Blitz on the Fish Report YouTube channel. Thanks for popping on here and joining us here briefly on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday here in North Texas. Wanted to talk a little bit about the offseason because, well, that's where we are, right? We are right at the beginning of the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL offseason. And there's lots of talk, speculation about free agents, about the draft coming up, and where the Cowboys should put priorities. What position should they prioritize? What free agents, what players should they prioritize? And I'm going to solve all of that for you right now because I'm going to tell you the position group that the Cowboys need to solidify first if they want to have any success in 2022-23. It's not a mystery. It's an area that the Cowboys failed at numerous times last season. It's an area that really helped contribute to their early exit in the playoffs. It just baffles me why the Cowboys can't figure this thing out. Before we get to that, I need to remind everybody today's episode brought to you by BetUS.com, the 3-decade leader in online sports betting. Use promo codes DSP125 for your 125% cash bonus on your deposit, or DSP200 if you like to bet with crypto. I don't know how that works, but they do. You can get a 200% bonus on your crypto deposit using that promo code. Bet sports, horses, pop culture, and more at BetUS.com. You bet, you win, you get paid. Thank you, BetUS. The best way to shore up, and the Cowboys have the players. That's what's baffling to me. They just can't seem to make decisions on what they want to do with those players. I think the Cowboys have some good players. But here are the decisions I think that they need to make on the offensive line. And y'all can tell me if you disagree, if you agree. And I'm not putting one player over the other. I'm not saying pick this player. I'm not saying get rid of this player. What I'm saying is here are the players that they need to make these decisions on. All right? I feel like they had a pretty good 5 or 6 offensive linemen. They just kept mixing them up. They couldn't decide where they wanted to play who. And it really screwed with the chemistry that the offensive line had. The offensive line really needs to be successful. You'll always talk about chemistry. Guys playing together for long periods of time. They build great chemistry. So here are the players that they need to make decisions on now. And the decisions that need to be made. All right, we'll start with Conor Williams. 2 decisions. You either want to re-sign him and make him the unquestionable full-time starter, or let him go in free agency. I'm not a proponent of one or the other. I'm just saying this is the decision the Cowboys need to make. Quit screwing around with Conor Williams. Yes, he's had injury or penalty issues, but if you think he can play better than that, then make him your guy. Quit screwing around with him. Terrence Steele, you're going to either keep him as your full-time swing tackle, trade him while he's still got some value, because he's got some value right now, or just make him your full-time starter. Stop messing around with Terrence Steele. I think he proved his worth last season, and the Cowboys continued to just, well, we're not sure if we're going to start him this season or this game. We don't know if we're going to start him next game. We don't know what his status is. They seem to screw around with Terrence Steele. Make a decision on Terrence Steele. Make him your full-time tackle. Trade him. Or let him go. La'el Collins. Might be a little bit harder decision with La'el Collins. You're either going to keep him as your full-time starter, in which case you have to restructure his contract, or take the 2022 early out on his contract, and you're going to take a pretty big cap hit, but you're still going to save a couple $1 million. Sorry, I'm getting all choked up talking about the offensive line. If you let him go, you have an early out in his contract, you're going to take a pretty sizable cap hit. I don't have that number in front of me. I probably should have done that. But you're still going to save a couple $1 million overall. Connor McGovern, the other Connor. So this is probably going to be based on what you do with the other Connor, Conor Williams. I don't feel like they're going to go with both Connors. You're going to pick one or the other. But you still need to decide if you're going to trust Connor McGovern in the position you're going to put him in, or if you're not going to trust him. He may still have a little bit of trade value, probably not nearly as much as Terrence Steele. But for the love of God, just make a decision on Connor McGovern. And then the biggest decision the Cowboys need to look at is Tyron Smith. So it's just like Collins. He's under contract. If they decide they want to keep Tyron Smith, probably going to have to restructure his contract. If you think Tyron Smith can play an entire season, and that's a big if at this point in his career with his injury history. So you can restructure his contract, probably save $4 or $5 million, trade him, cut him. And if you cut him, you're going to take another big cap hit, just like you are with La'el Collins. But you're going to save more than you would with La'el Collins, I believe, under the way his contract is currently structured. So lots of decisions here on the offensive line that the Cowboys need to make. Oh, and by the way, you're going to have to find a center. Tyler Biadasz is not your center of the future. Tyler Biadasz may not even be a starting center in the NFL next year. If he is, and the Cowboys still have him playing a regular amount of time on the offensive line at center, it's going to tell me that the Cowboys really don't care about winning or protecting Dak, because Tyler Biadasz is not a good center. He's undersized. He routinely, just watch game tape on him, he routinely gets tossed around like a rag doll by the defensive line players on the other side, and it's comical to watch at times. But he is not your guy. He is not your solution at center. You've got to go out probably in free agency and find you an economical, experienced veteran center. And I say it all the time out in Las Vegas. Nick Martin is available. He's always available. And I think he's not the best center in the league. He's not one of the top 5 centers in the league, maybe not even top 10, but he is way better than what you're throwing out there right now. Nick Martin, of course, the brother of Zach Martin, who is the backup center with the Raiders out in Las Vegas. So anyway, there's some decisions the Cowboys need to make. Let me know what your thoughts are. Reach out to me on Twitter at IndyCarTim, or leave me a great comment right here in the comment section of the YouTube video here on the Fish Report YouTube channel. And we'll discuss it like adults, like football fans. And I know you guys are pretty intelligent out there. Y'all usually come up with some pretty good stuff for me on these comments. And I appreciate hearing from you as often as I do. We will do it all again tomorrow here on the Fish Report YouTube channel. I am IndyCarTim, and until then, we'll see you.